Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It's your boy EQ, and up next we have Drake deleting the Iceman highlights from his IG and his fans cooking him for it. And honestly, I don't blame either one. What started off as a great concept has turned into probably one of the most underwhelming rollouts I have ever seen, and there have been plenty of terrible ones. The job of a rollout is to create buzz and anticipation for a project, and this rollout has done anything but that. From playing half-finished demos to feeling like they're just winging all this, and you can play those type of demos to producers and artists because they can see the vision and understand where you're trying to take it. But to the casual listener, playing a mumbled top line is just going to confuse them. And when a beat is the most exciting part of a stream, I think you have effectively missed the mark. Him scrapping the project would definitely be perceived as a L, but at the very least, it needs to be retooled. Because if this project is going to be full of the type of records that we have already been getting and already have been proven to fail, it does not look good for the outlook of this project. I did see a post by Gordo, which we'll also be covering as well, claiming he was picking up some vocals, so they're obviously still working on music. Now, whether those records were for Iceman or a sequel to Honestly Nevermind, that's going to be the biggest question. Iceman could be repackaged as a mixtape, but honestly, the distinction between a mixtape and an album had definitely blurred the lines for quite some time now. But it'd definitely be an easy way for him and the Drake stands to soften the blow and lower the stakes, pardon the pun, because I know there's been several lawsuits already being petitioned. But the fans are obviously tired of the empty theatrics, and they've definitely let their feelings be known. Drake just dropped the project because they've grown super tired of the big build-up for nothing, courtesy of those streams. But enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into this Reddit post where we have Drake deleting the Iceman highlights from his IG and his fans cooking him for it. And it's not the K-bots they keep referring to, it's the actual fans. Drake's been focused on the wrong thing for a minute now, Kendrick Lamar, and not what his biggest fans are telling him, guys. Because they're definitely tired of all these shenanigans. Alright, so here we have a screenshot of Drake's IG page. Obviously shows that the Iceman streams are gone, but he still has stake, and it almost feels like a matter of time before that's removed as well, given all those lawsuits. Let's actually look at what some of the fans are saying. Oh yeah, I remember the Spider-Man episode, the infamous Spider-Man scream, man. I could definitely hear it as well. This next fan goes on to say, Iceman canceled, Iceman on the way. And if that were the case, there probably would have been a few more people defending the guy. A different concept album where Drake makes up with everyone and plays nice. And that's probably what he should be doing it genuinely anyway, instead of antagonizing the industry for things that you have allegedly done. Sweeterman, Iceman canceled, Diceman on the way, and given some of his alleged gambling proclivities, that would definitely be very on brand, man. Diceman is on the way. NFT mixtape hosted by Aiden Ross and releasing exclusively on stake.com, and they would love that, man. Because if there's anything people love more than a lukewarm album reception, it's an NFT bundled with it. Because obviously everyone loves rug pulls. Diceman canceled, Riceman on the way, EP about healthier eating habits. Wasteman on the way, album about how he wasted all of our time. These are his fans. These aren't Kendrick Lamar fans, no matter how hard the cult of the OVOites is going to claim that they are. These are his fans. Bro breaking out the trash truck from the Life is Good MV for this one. And the waistband is probably where these tracks belong. At the end of the day, these songs definitely sound dated. If someone told you that these records were recorded back in 2018, 2016, you really wouldn't be surprised. And I feel like that's also a big reason why these records aren't landing. After all that's happened over the past year and a half, you can't go around just throwing out stuff that's been scavenged from hard drives that literally have dust on them. Apology Man collab album with J. Cole. And J. Cole would definitely be waiting by his phone to make sure he gets that call. Apology Man Deluxe announced features include Rory Mal Parks and Joe Budden in an effort to patch the relationship between the OVO boys and the former podcast host. But I'd hate to see how Mal acts around Drake. All right, sponsored by Spotify, Newport, and Trader Joe's. That is a disgusting combination, guys. Apology Man canceled after Joe Biden gets mysterious allegations. Iceman finally full circled and is on the way. And yeah, while we'll probably still get some type of Iceman project, it's probably going to be completely retooled, like I said. Aiden Ross already came out and claimed that the records that have been dropping are not on the Iceman project. And I think the only reason that's the case is because they haven't been hitting. Because if one of those were a smash hit, I'm almost certain that that song would be on the project. Drake suggests retitle his album, Praying for My Downfall. Show an album cover of him being surrounded by people in the industry and others kneeling and praying in the church while Drake is in the center carrying a cross. Another person trying to make him a martyr. And would Drake be doing any of the stuff that he's done the past year and a half if he didn't get dog walked by Kendrick Lamar? And at the end of the day, Drake has done the most damage to his career. He can go around and keep blaming everyone else for it, but nothing is truly going to change until he takes full accountability, guys. If he removed it after the game, he's just trolling y'all. For better or for worse, has proven many a times that he's willing to go out trolling, but at a certain point, you got to look at how those decisions are affecting you. And honestly, the trolling has not really worked for him. But you could also argue that Drake took it down after the game because maybe he felt like people wouldn't notice. And it's crazy that you even have to explain this, but when you're at that level, man, everything is noticed. If you go and unfollow somebody, they're already going to infer that you have beef with said person. And this Stewie meme is exactly how Drake fans are feeling after all the Iceman rug pulls. Iceman canceled, ice melts, patient as can be. So at least he has one fan that's still waiting. But this person also happens to be a top 1% commenter, which says a lot about you in the Drizzy subreddit. God's plan is Jover. Yeah, man, it's definitely Jover for that album. Loki think the album is scrapped. Nigga had a whole rollout. LOL, ain't no way. But yeah, if the rollout wasn't effective, why keep flushing money down the drain? Again, these are people that really don't know the music industry, so I can't really blame him for his ignorance. And while technically an Iceman project could still drop, I could definitely see, like I said earlier, a brand new project being recorded and put out with the Iceman name, and everything else that was recorded or put out previously just scrapped and scrubbed altogether. Drops Iceman 2-minute single featuring Yeet, 2 beat swaps, 30-second intro, 45 seconds of ad-libs. That's pretty much what it was. And like I keep saying, you could play that stuff for producers. If we hear a reference, guess what, guys? A lot of times when people are writing, a lot of the writing is very heavy and like mumbling and stuff like that because you're fleshing out melodies. But the average listener isn't going to understand that. This isn't funny, bro. Jokes are supposed to be lighthearted. This is just mean and too plausible. Don't matter if it's not getting the right numbers. Exactly. Because at a certain point, these businesses, these mega conglomerates, are going to cut their losses if they're just flushing money down the drain. LMAO, they were literally in the Bahamas the other week working on it. And it could also be them just retooling it and making a completely new album altogether. But the Iceman album, as we've been hearing it, could be effectively done and gone. Has to mean something. It's about to happen soon, right? It could also be coping. Yeah, it's called an album cancellation. Again, these are his fans. If you guys have been in this subreddit, then you guys would already know that it's overwhelmingly Drake toxic heavy. The single sucks, so I hope he went back to the drawing board to come back swinging. And that's probably his only option at this point. I thought What Did I Miss was fire, but agreed to the other two. They just felt lazy, like he's capable of doing so much better. Man, honestly, all those records just seem like stuff he had in the hard drive, and maybe he added a verse here and there, but it definitely sounds like stuff that he's had for quite some time. But if that isn't the case and these records are new, then yeah, the guy has literally lost his muse. He's lost his inspiration. Because if he truly understood the position that he was in and what the perception of this current music was, then he would be in there making something that really felt inspired. Exactly, he needs to take his time, quality over quantity. But that's the thing with Drake. He's always been quantity over quality. The guy just prides himself on numbers, and that's his end-all be-all. That's why he's crashing out. Seems like he's having an identity crisis. Other two, it's just What Did I Miss and What's Next, right? What's Next? What year is it? What Did I Miss? Which one? And Doghouse. And all those records are out of the Hot 100 currently. Iceman delayed. Go adding more classics. It's okay. And you can't say adding more classics when we haven't had one classic from that project yet. It's never been more over. Facts. Something's about to happen. And if you're a fan, I totally expect it. It's the stands that I really detest. At the end of the day, it's how they move that I really don't like. I'm totally with, and I totally understand you being excited for a project from an artist that you really like, man. That's normal to me. Damn, we taking L's for a year and some change straight. So even the fans are tired of the L's, guys. Iceman ain't dropping this year. Gonna be an album for the summer. Maybe this is a good thing, and I truly feel it's probably for the best. I have a theory that mixtape is dropping first and Iceman next year when it's ready. Maybe a demo tape, 2 with leaks and 4 new tracks. This is just my theory. And at this point, any theory is plausible, guys. Those episodes were Iceman, which is definitely what I thought. At the end of the day, you were branding that as Iceman. So for you to go and claim now that that's not Iceman, it's obviously just you just trying to save face. I don't think the album title was ever going to be named Iceman to begin with. I think it was just a name used for the episode rollouts and the other stuff he was doing. But it does feel dead ever since he finished the tour. But I do feel like any way you look at this rollout, at these streams, whatever you want to call it, to me, it definitely seemed like a project was in the works. It felt like we were getting the Iceman project. But for the fans, the excitement definitely got thrown out the window because no one is really excited. At this point, they're like, just give it to me and let's see what's up. I don't know. There was momentum going. And not really. It was more jokes than anything. If it's because of the lawsuit, but something feels like he might be scrapping something off the project or is just working on it. He's going back to the drawing board because what he's been doing has not been working. But regardless, if he were to announce episode 4 randomly, it would crash the net regardless. Yeah, maybe with people laughing at this point. Iceman baby, why you so cold? Blue Jays lost, Blue Jays lost. Dialed in might also mean that it's coming soon. And that could very well be plausible. And even with Gordo saying that he was picking up Drake vocals, that still doesn't necessarily mean that the project is going to take forever to drop because there's multiple cases of albums being completed literally the day of the album actually being dropped. It's over, bruh. It melted. This GIF is definitely goated. Must have heard Max P dropping next week. LMAO, I love this for us. It's never been more over. At this point, I don't care anymore. And when you have your biggest fans saying they don't care anymore, when you have them saying that it's over, you are effectively losing your fans, guys. This is happening in real time. Why? Because he keeps referencing the beef. He keeps drudging up the beef. He keeps blaming everyone else when at the end of the day, he has to look in the mirror and look at himself as being the person that's done the most damage to his stock and reputation. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar definitely gave his career a very big black eye. It's something that people are always going to reference. But him losing that beef didn't necessarily mean that people are just going to stop listening to him from one day to the next. But you constantly alienating your fans, it's only going to push those fans further away. And one day they're going to move on. They're going to get sick and tired of all of this, guys. So he's definitely got to steer clear of anything having to do or even seemingly having to do with the beef at this point and just make songs that your fans are going to love. Make those radio bops, make those R&B flavored records that you usually make, but stop talking about Kendrick Lamar or LeBron or the other industry friends that have wronged you or you feel that have wronged you because it's obviously not working. Definitely let me know if you guys think this project is scrapped or they're just retooling it. It seems like they're just retooling it, but they could also go around and release, like I said, the sequel to Honestly Nevermind, which was produced by Gordo, and it doesn't have the stench that Iceman obviously has right now. So definitely let me know what you guys think. And also in the comments, do a temperature check on how you think the Drake fans are taking all this. How do you guys think they feel about this Iceman project? Because it almost seems like a foregone conclusion that they feel like, yeah, this is over. Just scrap it. So definitely let me know what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. I really want to thank you guys so much for continuing to make this channel a part of your day. It honestly means the world to me, and all the love and support that you guys continue showing this channel on the daily is honestly overwhelming and probably the biggest reason why I make these videos. I definitely want to let you guys know how grateful I am for all of it. I do want to send a big shout out to all those that have been joining YouTube memberships. Small way to support the channel, but definitely goes a very long way in helping out. And also a very big super thank you to all those that have been sending super thanks because, guys, it has been tremendous. I do want to personally send out a major shout out to Renee for another awesome super thank you. And I want to let you know how much I do appreciate your support and all you add to the dialogues because I truly do value it so much. So I'm definitely looking for your takes on this topic, even though I'm pretty sure I know which way you guys are going to be leaning towards more. But I hope you guys love this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. And the fans are definitely over it, guys.